Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to another WB Mason Coaches Report with Courtney Veinotte, the head coach of Hofstra Field Hockey. Morning, Coach. How's it going today?
Good morning. How are you? We're doing well.
We're doing well over here. Thanks for asking. Y'all were back in action at home in some CAA games this past weekend. Let's start off with Friday's game against number 21 Delaware. An unfortunate 3-2 loss, but you battled back from down 3-0. Some late goals by Juna Slort and Aileen Olderman. Looking back on Friday's result, what can you say about the performance against Delaware?
I think it was probably one of our most composed, well-fought games, and probably one of the best games we've had all season. Very close, very high quality. Both teams had opportunities on both ends to kind of chipper away at the win, and unfortunately we came out a little short at the end, but we were fighting all the way and had opportunities all the way until the final horn. So I'm very, very proud of that and kind of the resiliency we showed in that game. And two fantastic goals at crucial moments to be executed by us. So very good.
Yeah, absolutely. You say the word resiliency. That's something that we talk a lot about with last year's team, with dealing with COVID protocols and just dealing with that adversity. And it's good to see that resiliency carry over from one season into the next. It's very promising.
Yeah.
And then Sunday's game against Drexel, another 3-2 loss. Goals by Cami Larson and again by Aileen Olderman. Kind of a defensive battle to start off, and then the game opened up more in the second half. But in your words, what can you say about the Dragons game?
Yeah, I thought both teams kind of had a slow start trying to feel out kind of each other's styles. And I think that caused, an energy. There was an energy to the first half that was a little bit interesting. And I don't know if it was because maybe both teams knew how crucial the match was. And then in the second half, the scoring started and it was a back and forth match by both. And unfortunately didn't end up in our favor at the end of the whistle. It's one of those things that we kind of felt like we kind of ran out of time at the end of the game. We were fighting, but didn't end up with the win. And, great effort. The second half was a fantastic effort. And, you could tell that, we kind of found our groove, and so did Drexel. So the second half was an absolute battle, but ultimately didn't shake out in our favor.
Yeah, you mentioned like you said, the first half, it was very cautious, I think, from either side, and then it opened up more in the second half. It was a very, I think both games were very exciting. Looking back on a couple of games, in the last 5 games, 4 of them have been 1-goal decisions. Against Ryder, William and Mary, and then Delaware, Drexel. How does the team make that next step from getting to those 1-goal results to winning those 1-goal close games?
Yeah, I think it's just continuing pushing and practicing what we're doing. And ultimately, the past 2 seasons, we've seen a tremendous amount of growth, and the scoring margins are so much closer. And I think sometimes those 1-goal games are almost even more challenging to accept because you feel so close in the game. And some of those games we're on the scoreboard first, and that brings a different element and more confidence with your players, right? So I think it's continuing finding things that we're doing now that give us confidence, build confidence on those, and then just continuing plugging away at and trusting what we're doing as a team and a program. The players have wholeheartedly committed everything they have to pushing this program forward. And I know that they feel the growth, and they're proud of the growth. And sometimes I think that, you just have to keep grinding with that. And that's what they're doing. And so it's a really special group, from the upperclassmen all the way down to the first years. It's a really special group that has committed to pushing this thing in a different direction. And it's been fun to be a part of. It's really a great season. And I know sometimes it's easy as a player and as a coach to get caught up in the record and whatnot, but the fight and desire and the relentless, the relentless play that our players have right now is really, empowering, and it's fun on the sideline to be a part of. So I'm very, very proud of them.
Yeah, and it's fun, up in the press box to watch the team, like even if they're trailing, like in the Delaware game 3-0, to see them bounce back with such, with 2 late goals, or just to see them fight. It's a joy to watch, from the fan perspective, and from from a neutral perspective. And 1-goal games, they're really, those are kind of, it feels at times like they're anyone's game. So, couple lucky bounces here and there, and who knows, maybe Hofstra could pick up a couple of those in the near future.
Yeah, and also, like, it's a 1-goal game, but it's also evenly statted games that we're getting to. So that wasn't the case last year, and that wasn't the case in 2019. So the past, growth process that we've committed to, it is paying off, and statistics don't lie. Those margins are much closer, and so you have to find ways to build confidence without necessarily getting the victory at the end, for us to push forward and keep growing. And so that's kind of what we're doing right now, finding ways to grow.
Yeah, I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. You're not gonna, progress is slow, but it's definitely noticeable with the team.
Oh, thank you.
And this week's opponents, a home finale conference game against Towson, and then y'all are on the road in non-conference action against Fairfield. Let's talk about Towson first. You say not noticing records. They're 3-10 on the year. They've got a conference win, 10 wins in the last 10 meetings for the Pride against the Tigers. But this year's team, what can you say about Towson?
Yeah, Towson is battling hard right now, and they are another team very similar to us. The scoring margins have closed, and they're battling conference opponents, and they're battling top non-conference opponents very well. So it's absolutely going to be a fight. I think that we'll match up very well against them, and we'll see on Friday. I mean, it'll be a good one for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Their win came in overtime against William and Mary, who you guys took to shootouts. So it should be, I think, thrilling. Good way to close out the home schedule. And then on Sunday, you're traveling Saturday to play a Sunday game at Fairfield in non-conference action. Stags, they're top of the conference. They've won, I think they're 3-0 in the Northeast Conference, with consecutive shutout wins over Ryder and Sacred Heart. Scouting Fairfield, what can you say about them?
Yeah, we've matched up with them the past quite a few years, and one of the reasons I like to match up against them is they are one of the top NEC teams, and they battle very tough. They've got a confidence about them that is good to play against, and it's a great practice for us to, especially at the end of the year, and us wrapping up conference play, for the future, to continue with double game weekends and learn how to push through those Sundays. So excited about that game, and being on the road brings a different element that you also have to fight through. So it'll be a good matchup for us no matter what.
Yeah, Fairfield, they came here last year, and it was another one of those really close, really tough games that you came on the other side of with a 3-2 defeat. But I think this is going to be another really good test for Hofstra field hockey.
Yes, for sure.
So it'll be this Friday at 3 p.m. home against Towson in CAA play, and then on the road against Fairfield on Sunday at 1 p.m. Follow everything you can on gohofstra.com for Hofstra field hockey. For head coach Courtney Veinotte, I am Nick Capitos. Thank you for joining us for this week's WB Mason Coaches Report.
Yes, thank you.